Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon, and today on PartnerTalks, I'm with Klaus Gregersen from Tech Data. Klaus, introduce yourself and tell the people what you do.
Yeah, hi, Rick. Great to be here on your PartnerTalks. So we look forward to this one. Yes, my name is Klaus Gregersen. I work for Tech Data in Europe, and I'm the lead for Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform business that we're conducting in the European continent.
Okay, great. One of my favorite subjects, Dynamics and Power Platform. Let's talk a little bit about some of the changes that Tech Data went through in 2021, as this podcast is really going to be kicking off 2022 for us.
Oh yeah, if you take 2021, this was a year of big change in Tech Data. As you might know, we completed the merger with Synnex and became this new company called TD Synnex. This merger and this transaction will affect basically the Americas and Asia Pacific, as Synnex did not have large operations in Europe. And this will move TD Synnex into a position to become the largest distributor in the world, moving into a position of becoming a true solutions aggregator. And now we have more than 22,000 co-workers across the world. But actually, frankly, this combination is not about size at all. It is about the value that this combination will allow us to provide to our partners and their customers, and adding our IP to their IP so they can come out with higher value. But of course, it's also about coverage. We will be covering most of the world. And this is pretty important in the Dynamics world, where you see companies having subsidiaries across the world, and now we're able to support them basically everywhere.
I've had the pleasure of working with Tech Data for the last couple of years in Canada, US, and now in Europe. So Klaus, let's talk a little bit about this Better Together program we're working on.
Sure. And actually, the full program we have been designing for Europe is called the Tech Data Dynamics 365 Transform Program. And as this title indicates, the aim is to help resellers to digitally transform because their business models are changing. And the reason for this transformational drive we're trying to get out is really because we think it's necessary for partners and the ecosystem to change the way they work in order to accelerate their Dynamics and Power Platform businesses. So when we designed this program, where the Better Together program is actually part of it, we had 3 or 4 focus areas we want to focus in on. First thing, it's a simple thing as helping to accelerate the net new resellers that and the end clients that our partners are trying to get to. So how can we help them to get more end clients? That is topic number 1 that we're trying to focus on. Number 2 is that for all the existing Dynamics resellers we do have, how can we help them expand their business through really true data-driven BI and upsell and cross-sell motions, so they'll be much more guided to the right customers and eventually have a win immediately. The third point, which is a big one, is about moving from on-prem into cloud. This is a major program. There's $1 billion out there of on-prem business still. And the ambition with Microsoft is to move that base in the next 3 to 5 years into cloud. So this is a major area we're working on. And the last and very exciting topic is about the Power Platform. I would say this is probably the most cool product right now. All the requests we're getting into our COE, into our Center of Excellence and our support centers, half of them is about the Power Platform. This no-code, low-code platform is really taking off right now, so it's a major focus for next year. But coming back to the Better Together program, why did we invent this program? And you're part of that, Rick, that we're working on it together. It was a basic fact that Microsoft discovered that out of their 100,000 resellers on Office 365, less than 2% of these resellers are actually selling Dynamics. And the idea was, how can we together work out a program where we penetrate this base and get them going with Dynamics? And this is a difficult one because many of those Office 365 resellers, they're keen to really engage in Dynamics 365, but when it comes to implementation, they kind of back up and say, hey, if I'm gonna go into this solution business, I have to build a practice. This practice cost me like 50,000 grand, and this is just the initial investment. I don't dare do it. So what do we do?
So if I could just jump in here, this is the power you're getting into right now. I think the power of this program, that you're going to talk about the P2P portion, which is really important. So sorry, Klaus, go ahead.
Yeah, so what we are trying to do with the Better Together program, it's actually called Microsoft 365 and Dynamics 365 Better Together. Mainly because there's actually a very fine proposition when you add the two components. You might have discovered that you can start from within Teams, you can start Dynamics immediately. And I think Microsoft envisions going forward, we all start in the morning in Teams. And if we're in a true business and have business transactions to do, you do it directly from within Teams, directly in Dynamics. So that is one thing, the two are better together. But also, it is a very fine proposition for the Microsoft 365 resellers to add Dynamics to their business because it creates so much stickiness. Their customers won't change. If you're engaged with them on a solutions track like Dynamics 365, they stay with you. And what we are trying to do with them is just to start to learn them how to sell Dynamics 365 in the different modules. So they will become Dynamics sellers. They will not necessarily become Dynamics implementers, and this is where the P2P program kicks in. So if I should go a little bit into that one, we have, together with Rural Impact in Canada, we have designed a program where we are educating existing gold level Dynamics 365 solution providers to become implementation factories. And that means that they can really scope projects super fast to a fixed price, fixed outcome, and delivered in a very fixed time. And those two programs go hand in hand because when the Dynamics provider is there, then the Microsoft 365 reseller can start selling and be connected to a P2P partner that will implement it for them.
And if I can add a couple of things here. So I've been doing some teaching and coaching with these partners. And the biggest challenge is they really don't know what some of them don't know what a Dynamics opportunity looks like, right? So, we give them access, here's the product, but what does the opportunity look like? And in the conversations, like yesterday, I had someone, well, I do oil and gas. Well, Dynamics fit what I do. So I just pulled up a couple of ISVs that do oil and gas applications on Dynamics. And, they realized, oh, I didn't realize that. I've run into the same thing with construction management, with leasing management, with commercial real estate. So there's lots of places to go to find solutions that are built on top of Dynamics. Plus, if they find something unique, you've got your P2P partners that can actually come in and build it for them.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And around this Dynamics ecosystem, you have the whole ISV ecosystem with tons of applications that fits either a vertical or a certain solution. So you don't need to customize your own solution from scratch because there's many applications you can use on top. So I totally agree with you.
So, there's lots of good news, and, we're getting great uptake from the partners on this program so far. So let's talk a little bit about 2022. What do you really see happening with Tech Data and your Dynamics business application resellers?
There's no doubt, if you look into 2022, this is going to be a high growth year for the whole Dynamics ecosystem. We are expecting a market that grows between 50 and 75% year on year next year. So this is the place to be. I would say there's not many places where you grow at those rates at the moment. And this is a global number. So also, I think what people should be looking out for is that now Microsoft will spin up the industry vertical clouds. So there'll be clouds for healthcare and retail, and they were actually active in the US during the last year. Those were the two first sectors being hit by the pandemic. Healthcare needed help to get the hospital going and all the COVID equipment. How do you manage that? Retail had to shift from physical selling to virtual selling, and therefore you needed to activate selling tools and methodologies like we have in Dynamics. So those were the two first cloud they're spinning up. But next year, there'll be across the world a cloud for manufacturing, a cloud for financial services, and the big one will be a cloud for sustainability.
Okay, Klaus, thanks again for your time, and we'll be connecting with you again sometime in 2022 for an update on what's going on with Tech Data and our business application resellers. Thanks, and have a great day.
Have a great day and Happy New Year to you all. Thank you.